high definition from the station on your side. This is WAVY News Online.
Chesapeake City Council says Battlefield Golf Club will remain open for now.
But it's not sitting well with neighbors because of what's beneath the course. It's made from 1.5 million tons of fly ash from Dominion Virginia Power's generation plant. And for years, both sides have gone back and forth arguing whether that ash presents a serious health risk to the surrounding areas. Well, tonight residents packed the council chambers and pleaded with officials to close the course and remove the ash. The council voted to extend the contract to keep the course open for another 90 days.
The feds want payback from former Newport News delegate Phil Hamilton. Prosecutors asked for an order of forfeiture to include a judgment of $87,000 against him. That's what ODU paid Hamilton for a part-time job at a teacher training center. Now, as a delegate in the General Assembly, Hamilton sponsored legislation to create that center. Hamilton now faces 10 years in prison for bribery and extortion. He'll be sentenced August 12th. A federal grant's going to help families who need affordable housing on the peninsula. Newport News, one of 4 regions that will share more than $6.5 million from the U.S. Housing and Urban Development. Now, the money will support community development and is aimed at producing affordable housing for low-income families. Other areas receiving the money: Danville, Lynchburg, and Blacksburg.
Norfolk City Council delayed a vote on the controversial plan to give the YMCA $1 million. Money would go toward building a facility here on 29th and Granby in the Park Place neighborhood. Opponents are speaking out. One person owns the old Boys and Girls Club, has been trying for 10 years now to get the city's help in reopening. An area health club owner calls it tax-subsidized competition.
You know, daycare facilities, yoga facilities, karate facilities, health clubs, little personal training studios, all of those will be affected by this new Y opening up.
The YMCA would not talk to us on camera, but did send us this statement. We're in the planning stages of the project in Park Place and feel it's premature to discuss details right now. Let us work through the process to ensure all interested parties get what they need and want from a Y in Park Place.
Now in high definition from the station on your side. This is Super Dapper 10 Online.
And I'm going to look at some rainfall totals. Now, the rainfall, as of the time that we're taping this, is still ongoing, but it's winding down pretty nicely. In fact, here it is. You can see all the warnings to the west of our area. But as they approach, as these storms approach, they did tend to fizzle out quite a bit, but did produce some very, very copious amounts of rain. Copious, that means a lot, a whole lot of rain in some areas. Here's a look at what's going on in terms of some of that rainfall through the area. You can see, again, in some areas, well over an inch of rain across the south side, Hampton Road cities from Suffolk on through Norfolk and Portsmouth. In Virginia Beach, really, it's still ongoing, and it's likely ongoing on down into some of these areas. So we'll likely see a little bit more past the midnight hour. Now, we move to the west, and you can see a lot of rain, huge amounts of rain into southwestern Sussex County. 2-3 inches of rain, quite likely street flooding that we haven't heard about out there, or road flooding, or agricultural area flooding. 3 inches in some areas on off into there. So again, very, very heavy rainfall into some of these areas. And we move to the peninsula. We move into Surrey and Isle of Wight County, Surrey County. Pretty good slug of rain, around 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches there. Lesser amounts in some of the blue colors. Toward the Smithfield area, pretty close to 1.5 inches, especially just east of Smithfield. And then we get to the peninsula cities. And look at this. As we move into York County, and even into a little bit of a Newport News, that line right through here, that is the line between Newport News and York County. You can see most of it is into York County, all the way on up toward the Guinea Neck area, between 2.5, 2 3/4 inches of rain. So again, very solid slug of rainfall there. And finally, we move a little bit farther northward on up toward the Chincoteague area, and we've got 3 inches of rain there. Into Accomack County, lesser amounts across the Middle Peninsula and Northern Neck, but still very, very sizable amounts of rainfall, much needed rainfall throughout the area. And as I mentioned, as of the midnight hour, that rainfall was very strong, and then it fell apart as it moved on into the area in terms of being severe weather. During the day tomorrow, might see a little residual rain during the morning, but again, not real likely. We'll likely see a high of around 84 degrees, clearing skies in the afternoon, 82 on Thursday, and then back up there again for our long holiday weekend.
Stay with WAVY News 10 for all your day's news.
Our next newscast is 5 a.m. We'll see you then.
Now, in high definition from the station on your side. This is WAVY News Online.